When crypto sleuth Zach XBT linked wallet firm Voltisig to $200,000 from the $1.5 billion Bybit hack, it was a sharp reminder. North Korea is deep in the world of crypto crime, and this wasn't a one-off. Before crypto, North Korean hackers were already notorious, hitting Sony, the central bank of Bangladesh, and unleashing the global WannaCry ransomware. But how did this isolated nation become a global cyber threat? To understand that, we have to rewind to the end of the Korean War. In the 1950s, North Korea, backed by the Soviet Union, was seen to be ahead of the South in many areas: wages, food, and even, according to many, ideology. But instead of investing in the country's future, leader Kim Il-sung focused on destabilizing the South, using guerrilla tactics, sabotage, and violence. This obsession marked a shift from a typical nation-state to a full-on criminal entity. The strategy backfired, and by the 90s, North Korea was isolated and starving. A devastating famine killed hundreds of thousands. Still, instead of changing course, Kim Il-sung pushed on with a new ideologically structured communist system. By the time he handed over power to his son, Kim Jong-il, the military had taken precedence over all other industries. Nuclear weapons became the new priority. North Korea lied about peaceful intentions, and in response, the West imposed crippling sanctions. There was a brief diplomatic opening in 1994 when Bill Clinton and Kim Jong-il agreed on famine aid in exchange for nuclear oversight, but the damage was done. With few legal options left, North Korea turned to crime, counterfeiting US dollars, producing methamphetamine, and hacking banks. By 2006, it had tested its first nuclear weapon, and the world shut the door again. But this time, the regime didn't collapse. Instead, it pivoted to online crime. In 2009, North Korea formed a cyber warfare unit, the now infamous Lazarus Group. When Kim Jong-il died in 2011, his son, Kim Jong-un, took power. Executions followed, including top officials. Even his own half-brother was murdered in Kuala Lumpur International Airport in 2017. Under Kim Jong-un, the Lazarus Group went global, targeting governments, corporations, and crypto exchanges. But how can such an isolated country produce top-tier hackers? The answer: it's not as isolated as it seems. North Korea maintains relations with over 160 countries, with China, Russia, and India among its key supporters. Inside the country, gifted kids are selected early and groomed to become cyber warriors, often working 20-hour days under strict surveillance with no way out. In 2019, Ethereum research scientist Virgil Griffith visited North Korea. He was photographed explaining how crypto could help North Korea evade sanctions. He was later sentenced to over 5 years in prison for violating sanctions during the trip. North Korea had targeted crypto exchanges such as BitHum, Ubit, and NiceHash before Griffith's visit and was already capitalizing. But in 2021 alone, the regime made $400 million in stolen crypto, according to Chainalysis. For North Korea, crypto crime isn't just about getting rich. It's about survival. And as long as the blockchain remains borderless, the cyber war continues, one hack at a time. Informed crypto news at protos.com.